All right, Wolf, we finally made it happen.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on the platform. What's going on with the flights with Canada? Because we had it all set up to do the flight and do the sit down, and they stopped you in at the airport, right?
Yeah, so I got stopped at U.S. Customs. They basically right away. I guess you got to go through. You got to get through one gate, which is still in Canada, and basically he said, "Come with me." I went over and I went into. I ended up in a room, customs room, and I was there for about 7 hours waiting. And they kept telling me, like, don't worry, your flight's gonna, you missed your flight, but we'll put you on a new one. Not a big problem. Some mediocre questions, nothing big. I basically just told them that my role with the club was to, bring it back to old school, make it more about brotherhood and riding, and not. Not all the BS. It's not all criminals. You don't need to be a criminal to be a one percenter kind of thing. Yeah, so that's kind of what I went with, and they came up to me and said, "Yeah, we're not gonna let you in. You're going home."
So it was the U.S. that didn't let you in, or was it Canada?
It was U.S.
Wow, that's crazy. Is it because of all the Trump stuff?
I think yeah, I think Trump put up some kind of a new rule where we have to get like a green, not a green card, but the same type of thing, like a pass, so to speak, where we gotta. I would have to go to downtown Toronto and go into the city hall. I'd have to apply, get through an application, and then get called back for an interview and do an interview, pass the interview, and then if I pass the interview, then they give me the card, and I'd be able to come to the States.
Okay. So let's start from the beginning. Like, tell me about like where you're from and your upbringing. What kind of up? How is it out there in Canada where you're from? I'm not familiar.
I grew up in Toronto. I grew up in one of the worst parts of Toronto. It's called Scarborough, and the township is Malvern. And it's one of the places where you don't want to walk. You don't once it hits dark, you don't want to be outside, kind of thing, right? So I've been shot at multiple times. I've been stabbed in the back. I was a bit of a thug when I was a kid. I did some bad shit.
Like all of us.
Yeah. So then I had a kid when I was 18, and the mother wanted me to put it up for adoption. And I said, no way, I'm gonna have a child out there that I don't know. So I basically took him by myself, and I raised him with my parents by myself.
Oh, respect. I did the same thing with my daughter. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, man. And so that kind of turned me over to the good side.
Yeah, yeah.
I got my shit together, and I found a good girlfriend that helped raise a little bit too, and I ended up dropping out in grade 11, and then ended up going back, and I finished high school. I went to college for a fire protection program, and then I applied 4 or 5 times, and I got onto the fire department.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah. So I did 20 years on the trucks there, 5 years on the squad, which is an elite squad, with a lot of high end training with high angle rescue, water rescue, ice water rescue, heavy auto X. I seen everything you can see when it comes to death. I remember my first month I had 7 VSAs, which is VSA is vital signs absent, right? So yeah, 7 in my first month. I just one thing that I knew going into this 1% world is that I don't freeze. Like
Yeah.
in a situation that's heavy and it's intense, I go forward. I don't go backward.
A lot of people don't realize that you have to actually get put in those situations to know if you're really going to react the right way too, because you might think, yeah, I know what I would do, but you don't know until you're in those situations.
That's right. That's right. And we had guys on the department that they weren't necessarily good with that kind of stuff, but there was enough guys that did want to get in there and do the job that it didn't matter that they kind of stood on the sidelines. It's just we just knew who they were, and not the way they're made, you know?
Real quick, people always ask me, how are you almost at 1 million subscribers? Can you teach me how you did it? I put together videos in one package that if you followed it, you will make 6 figures. And if you put a team together, you will make 7. A lot of these suit and ties that teach pay agencies $30K a month to manage their YouTube. I did it myself. Check the link in the description. I guarantee you will win. This isn't just mindset bullshit. It's strategy. Now let me get back to my content. Did you grow up seeing clubs out there when you were young, or did you see it when you got older?
Yeah, so my uncle was he's my favorite uncle, and he he always rode his bike everywhere, and he was part of the. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Paradise Riders.
Yeah, I heard of it.
Yeah. So they were a group. They were a pretty big MC back in the day, and now he's part of a Mexican MC called the Legioneros. So
Oh, yeah?
so he lives in Mexico half the year, and yeah, he's got a diamond club in Mexico.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what got you into the culture? So seeing him growing up, you had the affinity for it. Did he get you into like clubs and bikes and all that?
Well, he got me interested in riding bikes, specifically big Harleys. And I've been riding now since I believe I got my license when I was 17, and I got my first bike when I was 19. And I've had at least 8 or 9 Harleys since then. But yeah, I've been riding for a long time. I rode everywhere. I rode to work all the time. At 7 o'clock in the morning, when it's cold, coming home when it's cold. I just like to ride. Riding in the Canadian Tire, this place called Canadian Tire. It's kind of like like a Home Depot type store, right? And I came out, and this guy comes over to me and he says, "Yeah, hey, you ever interested in being in an MC?" And I looked at him. I'm like, "Yeah, kind of." And he's like, "Well, I'm gonna give you a gift. Why don't you come over to the clubhouse, and I'll get you through quick. I'll before you know it, you'll be patched in." I was like, "Cool." So and at that time,
What club was that?
it was a house full of outlaws that had just turned over to the rebels. So technically, I probated with the rebels.
That's not like the Rebels MC from Australia. That's a different Rebels.
No, it's the same one.
The same one. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. They're legit. Yeah. They're not doing. I don't know. They have 4 or 5 houses here in Ontario, I believe. They're not huge here or anything. But again, the house was full of outlaws, right? Like they're all 20-year veteran outlaws, basically that I probated with. So I got my patch about 7 months in, and I know that's kind of quick. Some people say you should do a year, 2 years, whatever. I think it's on a person by person basis, and it should be like that, right?
It is like that. There's people that patch over and they're fully patched in a day, so it depends on the situation, how you come in.
Yeah.
So what was the progression?
I did all the grimy stuff. I cleaned all the bathrooms. I did all the waiting. I did the security. I did behind the bar. I did all that stuff. I forgot to mention too, though, when I first walked into that clubhouse for the very first time, I remember looking back and the gate closed behind me. This big black gate with black curtain over the gate. And I walked into the clubhouse, and then the big steel door closes behind you, and that locks, right? And then you almost feel like a steak walking into a lion's den, right? Within 5 minutes, I was like, "These are my people. Like, this is where I was born to be. Like, I love it. I loved it from the second I walked into the clubhouse, man. I thought, this is me. This is my life. This is what I want to do."
So since you're in Canada, do you have the Harley mandatory, or is it like American made? Because out here it's like you could have like an Indian as long as it's American made, but you're in Canada, so American rules don't really apply. So how does it work with the outlaws in Canada?
Yeah, we generally have the same rules. It's got to be American made, same thing. Yeah,
Oh, same thing.
the exact same thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we don't allow anything but American made, and generally Harley. Even the guys that start off with I think actually we're allowed English. There's one English bike that we're allowed. I can't remember the name of it though.
Is it Triumph?
Yeah, Triumph. Yeah. So some clubs allow that, but generally speaking, everybody has a Harley out here.
So what was it like being with the rebels out there?
It was good, but it didn't last long. So right after I got patched in, they ended up booting out my boss. Yeah, they are the president, right? So he owned the clubhouse, so he ended up booting out the rebels, and now we're stuck looking for a club. About 3 months went by, and I had found a guy. I reached out and found out there was a rock machine. Like rock machine actually existed here, right? Because I didn't think it did. And it turned out there was one national president and there was one chapter that was trying to form over in the west end of Toronto. So I reached out and they were very receptive and they liked the idea. So I brought it to my table and it went around the table and it was a yay. And next thing you know, we're Rock Machine.
Oh, so you patched over.
Yeah, so we patched over to Rock Machine. Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. Was that like a crazy thing to do at that time? Because I know it's very 81 heavy out there. So was it like,
Yeah.
that static?
Yeah. We got a lot of people. Like I had a buddy that I was trying to bring in, and he's like, "Are you crazy? Like, do you know the history of Rock Machine in '81?" I'm like, "Of course I know the history." It's funny, I had this crazy vision of one day, having a picture with a Rock Machine and a '81 standing side by side, man. I actually had that dream. I had that dream of unification. And that's kind of what I worked towards all the way through. And we were in a spot that they weren't in. They kind of left us alone. We didn't get any flack. In my town, Peterborough, I used to ride by myself. I'd fly the Eagle all the time, and I was ready for whatever. I didn't care.
So what was it like? What was it like in the rock? Because it started in Canada, right?
It started in Canada, yeah. So and now it's worldwide, and it's over 2,000 worldwide, which is crazy. And so we were sanctioned by the states at that point, and so I actually had a Connecticut rocker on
Oh
one
yeah,
side. Yeah.
because it reformed in Connecticut.
No, that's kind of just where I think that's where their national house is. Like that's where their big house is. So
Yeah.
yeah. I had Connecticut. The officers had United States on their side rocker, but it didn't last long. So this MP turned out to be a goof. He basically tried to kick a member out online on a chat site without a meeting, without bringing it to the table, without voting. And then we found out he hadn't rode a Harley in 5 years, and he didn't own a Harley. And there's a couple other things. He was never a one percenter. He actually came from the Pistons, which is a support club for the Outlaws.
Yeah.
He really didn't really belong there as national president of Rock Machine, right? So my guy, my boss at the time said, he's not letting his member get kicked out like that. So we brought it to the states, and we got him booted out, and we got my president in as a national president.
Oh, okay.
I started recruiting, so I ended up recruiting like 6 chapters, like by myself. I had a
Wow.
Yeah, I had a crazy TikTok channel that was it had like 400,000 on it.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
Yeah, and then I got this stalker, this fucking hater that he just hated that we existed, me in particular, and he knocked down that site. And I tried it again, and then he knocked it down again, and then I was just like, screw TikTok. Like it's not
Yeah.
like this isn't working.
There was a time where like it was so easy to get banned because I had like a big Demons Row one and it got banned, and then I didn't mess with it for a while, and then I started it again. But I know it was like that. They was like just taking the channel down.
Yeah, it's like anyone could complain and put it in. I guess they use us as a outlaw motorcycle kind of thing, and they called it gang activity or whatever. And They punch that in 3 times, and then you're screwed. The whole site's down.
Yeah.
So I was able to recruit a lot though out of TikTok. I also had a big Facebook following, and yeah, I was just out there talking to people. I was on the phone, like, I was working like 7 hours a day at this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I ended up getting 6 chapters right across the country, literally coast to coast, like BC all the way over to Cape Breton in Nova Scotia.
So how was it when you started expanding? Did like a lot of issues happen when you started getting bigger?
Yeah, well, the issue was more internal. I think my guys started getting jealous because like I was getting a lot of the attention, and I was kind of becoming the face of it, and I had this stalker online, and he's still there to this day. Like, this guy to this day, he's harassing me, man. He's threatening to burn my house down, my kids in it in the middle of the night.
Why
He's
don't you just block them?
well, I don't pay attention to him. I haven't looked at his shit in 5 6 months. Like I just pretend he doesn't exist, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, people tell me he's still out there.
So 6 chapters that's a lot of people.
Yeah, yeah. So then I find out in our group, my president was hiding a guy who pled guilty for having child porn on his computer. So I didn't like this guy. I heard rumors about him, so I didn't like him from the beginning. I told Prez right from the start, like, don't even bring him in. It's just bad stink, right? But he brought him in anyway. And then as a probate, time went on, and when it came up time to make him full patch, I was the only one at the table that stood up and said no. I had a bad feeling about him, right? When I found out that he actually pled guilty, I stood up at the table. I called him out on it. I don't know. My president got real pissed off at me, and he started kind of gathering the troops and trying to motivate them to not like me too, like my former brothers.
Mm-hmm.
I was a phone call. We were fighting and yelling at each other, and then he said, "You're out," on a phone call. Again, no table, no vote, no nothing like that. Just him deciding I'm out. So the good thing is, like I said, I'm the one that recruited these 6 chapters, right? Oh, and at this point, I forgot to tell you, in the beginning when we broke off from that former national president, we ended up getting non-sanctioned because my president told the states to fuck off, right? Because he was tired of like their little rules, and he's tired of being babysat. Like, I'm a 1%er. I don't need to be told what to do. That kind of thing, right? So I kept relations with the states, with the U.S. president to this day. I get a shout out to him, man. Like Josh, he's an awesome guy. Like, I talk to him to this day. We ended up getting non-sanctioned, so we were rogue. We were a rogue rock machine at that point. So again, now going forward to where I got kicked out, as I said, I recruited those chapters, and I was lucky enough to bring them all with me. So I I took all those chapters with me, and left them, and they were all alone now. And so I picked the guy who I thought would be a good national president, and he's a guy named Pops out in Cape Breton. I used my network and my ability to talk to the states still, and I was able to make a meeting and get us sanctioned again. So now we're sanctioned again, and this guy Pops is president, and I'm the national vice president. So this goes on for I'm I don't know, 7 or 8 months, and then Pop starts eating the club, like, from the inside out. He didn't have a bike, so I sent one of my bikes over there. I sold it to him, and he was supposed to give me $1,000 a month, right? To this day, I haven't seen a penny, and the guy won't even answer the phone anymore.
He was in the States?
No, he's Canadian. He's the next national president.
Oh, okay. So he's up there with you.
Yeah, yeah. So he ended up squeezing out. Within a month, he had lost three of the six chapters that I had, and I'm just sitting back and I'm watching this guy, and he's like narcissistic. He's micromanaging. Like I got fined so for not saying goodnight on the forum. They'd fine me $25 on this forum. You say hello and goodnight, and they talk. And if you don't say goodnight, I got fined $25. Weird shit.
People don't know, like diamond clubs, they got chats too.
Yeah,
Everybody got chats, and a lot of weird shit happens on there.
yeah. So we had our own chat wall, and it was almost like you were as a national. I was expected to be on there 24/7. This just wasn't what I signed up for. I signed up for brotherhood and riding motorcycles, right? And it wasn't. I found myself on my phone all the time, and I go out with my buddy or my two local guys, and we would ride, but it just wasn't the same, right? So I ended up getting demoted again. No meeting, no votes. They just decided. A couple of them decided to demote me. So I went down. Check this out. I brought in an outlaw who was like one of my best friends, man. And I brought him in, and I made him Ontario president. So I ended up going down and saying, I'll be your VP. And we voted that in, and it was fine. So I was the Ontario VP. And not even a week went by, and the upper guys just leaned so hard on John that he just called me one day and said, I gotta take that away. You're no longer VP. So now I'm full patch, and I'm sitting back, and I'm like, I created this whole thing, and here I am, and I'm down to a full patch. Right? I just wasn't happy. We did so much for them, man. We did merch. Like I have $4,000 worth of fucking merch, worth of support merch that they won't even buy back. Anyway, I ended up leaving. Within 3 weeks, they got unsanctioned. They lasted 3 weeks after I left, and then the Americans pulled the plug, and they're no longer sanctioned. So now they're just. Last I heard, they're falling apart. They only got a couple guys left, and it's turned into nothing. So I spent like 2.5 years of my life trying to bring back Rock Machine and revive it, and it was all for nothing, man. It was there's too many fakes out here in this country, like guys pretending to be Rock Machine. We had like 3 different groups of guys buying fake patches and calling themselves Rock Machine. Putting out those fires and taking care of them, isn't as easy as it sounds these days, and it's not as easy as it used to be to take care of people. But we stomped out a couple fires, but it kept popping up, and it just. Last conversation I had with Josh, the president of the U.S., is just. It's just too hard. It's just like Canada's got too much. The last 10 years, Canada has just been a shit show. And they just can't get their shit together. And with all the fakes, it gets confusing. It gets hard to bring guys in because they're wondering like who's real, who's not real. To me, real is being sanctioned and being part of the world Rock Machine, right? To me, that's real. And I got that twice, and it just fell apart. I picked the wrong guy. I picked the wrong guy to be national president. So on a happier note, I found the fucking best club in the world, like the real deal, greatest Canadian club that ever existed, man, and that's Satan's Choice.
There's like a real pride in Canada with Satan's Choice, I see.
Oh man, it's everybody knew somebody that was in the choice, like everyone had an uncle or a friend or someone. And yeah, the choice is it's special. It's special because of Harley too. Like Harley he's a real special guy, man. Like you want to talk about like the people's champ. Like he's the people's champ here in Oshawa. Like this guy, he spent millions of dollars on the homeless, on helping kids in the community. Like I've witnessed today, parents coming in bringing their kids to have a picture with them. Like he's a local hero here, man. He's a brilliant guy too. I mean, he's running. I think he said 9 businesses right now. The big ones are he's got his clothing line. He's got the gym upstairs. He's got a tattoo shop. He's into real estate. He's into financing. He's
Oh, so he's like a mogul, like.
like he's got his own recording studio. He's laid down some tracks. He's got his own CD. Like this guy, like he's one of those workaholics that never stops, and he's got that it factor too. Like he's very charismatic. He's a smart guy, and right now he's fulfilling his legacy. He feels, he's doing what he was born to do, and that's bring back his old man's club.
His father's a legend out there, right?
Oh, he's everyone knows him. He's one of the legends, one of the top legends. Easy for sure. Yeah.
So when you were in the Rock and he was in 81, were you not able to be cool, or did he not care about it, or you guys didn't talk at that time and then you got cool now?
Harley and I.
Hmm.
Oh, at that point, you know what? I didn't really know him, man. I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. When he first started making those videos and calling out the two clowns, that's when I reached out to him because I had been off. I've been out of the game for a couple months. No, maybe not a couple months. Maybe a month and a half. And I just like when I found out the choice was coming back, I was like, oh my gosh, I got to be a part of this. So I reached out to him right away, and I dropped by his studio, got to know him in person. I've been hanging out with him, I spent 4 or 5 hours here multiple days now, and I've seen it with my own eyes. In Oshawa here. He's the people's champ, and right now we're already about 175 strong,
Wow.
and we're looking to be like around 250 by the end of the year, and we're coast to coast already.
Since it has such a strong history in Canada, you foresee it as being like everybody's gonna want to be involved because it has that history to it.
Yeah. And we're scooping up all the good ones and leaving all the goose and the fakes.
Yeah.
But we're getting a lot of guys coming over from other clubs, other big clubs. Outlaws 81.
Yeah.
We're going strong. Like it's something very special is happening. Right? Like our clubhouse is gonna be like the equivalent of the Playboy Mansion. Like it's gonna be it's gonna be so big, man, and full of all kinds of goodies. Man, we're gonna have a big freaking devil on the front of the door. We're all gonna be able to ride out through, like out of the mouth kind of thing. Like it's
Yeah.
gonna be pretty extravagant. Really looking forward to that.
So do you foresee that there's going to be issues with the other side, like because
Yeah,
Canada's had like a rough history?
yeah.
You think it's going to get real nasty, or do you think it's a different time right now and maybe like you stay on your side, we stay on ours type deal or whatever?
I feel that can go either way. I feel that nobody's gonna rush into making any kind of big move like that. But all it takes is one altercation to set it off.
Yeah.
Like how easy is that to happen? It could very well happen, and we'll just play it by ear. But on the other end of it, maybe it won't happen. Maybe, like a lot of them might end up coming over here.
Because it's a Canada club, right? So
Yeah,
people might be like, oh well, 81's an American club, so
that's right.
it might have that little thing in them.
Yeah.
It seems like it's unifying a lot of other people though.
Well, that's like I was watching some of your clips. It's happening in the States too, right? The guys are
Yeah.
they're getting to the table and they're starting to unify, right?
Yeah, I've been talking to California the past couple of days and lawyers and all this stuff, but they are sitting down and they're really trying to squash everything. So it's a good thing, yeah.
That's great. That's great news. Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe you guys get so big that it's like now you got to sit down and like they're gonna want to like just be cool and then maybe everything will like smooth out, you know?
Well, I think we're already big enough that it'll warrant to sit down first before anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's definitely that's gonna have to happen for sure. They're waiting to see how big we really are. And the thing right now, the patches are all getting stitched up, and it's all gonna drop at once, and everyone's gonna realize how big we really are.
So are you excited about the future of the club?
Absolutely, 100%, man. I'm excited because Harley's talking about bringing this back to an old school club, like a club that's more about brotherhood, about riding motorcycles, not on all the BS and all the dirty, grimy stuff, It's concentrating on being a big family and having a brotherhood that you can always count on. And that's why I got into this. That's always been my dream. Is pick up the phone and I could have a brother at my house in 5 minutes because that's just the way it is.
So is it like a like make Canada great again type of thing, or is it like you guys want to like be in other countries and stuff like that?
Yeah, actually, we are. He's definitely the interest internationally is so big that I don't think we have a choice but to go international. Some of the members want to keep it in Canada, keep it a Canadian thing, but
Yeah.
there's like I know 12 different states already. I think have shown interest. There's interest in Australia and we've had interest in Europe. Like everybody wants. It's crazy. It's like a phenomenon right now. It feels like.
Yeah, it's crazy that it's making a lot of waves right now. Yeah, I definitely agree with that because it's even reaching here, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
and Harley doing the interview and stuff like that.
I just want to say I'm grateful for being in a good place. I did a lot of hard work and it didn't pay off. And thank God I ended up in a good place. I feel blessed, and we got a great leader and a lot of good people, and everyone that I've met is awesome. And I just everything just looks really good for the future. So I'm very excited.
That's what's up, man. Hopefully everything works out there, you know, for the best. You know, it looks strong, you know, so and it has history to it. It's not just like a new club that started or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Thank you for jumping on the platform.
Thank you for having me, and we're gonna have to have you over here, man, and
Yeah, definitely.
go for a ride with Sos.
Yeah, I definitely got to check Canada out
Just let us get that clubhouse done up, and we'll get you over here for sure.
for sure.